Hello there. Welcome to one of my weeks where I'm winding down my entire grad school program, my program in mental health counseling. It's wild. So I'm taking you along. This week I'm going to be presenting my capstone, my culminating final presentation. But first, I wanted to take you along for some fun in the kitchen. So I'm trying out making this ice cream cake this week just for fun, just because I want to. And instead of following the recipe, which was to mix cinnamon and Heath toffee bits into pre-made store-bought ice cream, I thought it sounds easier to actually just mix that stuff in with my ice cream maker. So I'm making the ice cream fresh instead. And I didn't want to overload this bowl, so I made one batch last night. And then I'm making a second batch right now. I just kind of covered it instead of like washing it all with soap and water. So come along for that. Also, my ear right here is in pain because as I was carrying this up from the freezer downstairs, my big like upright deep freezer, I almost dropped the bowl. And as I corrected, I whammed this whole thing into my ear. And yeah, we're off to a great start. So to do this is the paddle attachment. That just goes in there. And then I need this. This is the other part. And this just goes on, forget which side. This just attaches on like so, and then you just put that down just like that. Oh, let me make sure I get the bowl on correctly. Oh. Then I have my ice cream base. So this is a vanilla ice cream that I just added cinnamon to. Last night I only had it on the stir setting, and then I was watching a video today that said it should be on level 2. It turned out okay, I think, last night, but it was very loose, so maybe the 2 size. And then I just let this go for 20 minutes, check on it, and see where we're at. While the ice cream is going, I'm going to make the cake layer, which is just a brownie mix. Now, I got this recipe from America's Test Kitchen. It is behind a paywall, unfortunately, so I might not be able to link it directly. And in their version, they actually made their own brownies, and I just decided I wanted to do it this way. So that's what I'm doing. Some definite I did not get this all mixed together as well as I thought I had. My whisk is actually in the dishwasher right now, as well as a larger bowl. So there we go. So this ice cream cake has a brownie layer for the cake part, and then It has a cinnamon ice cream with like Heath toffee bits, and you put the brownie in like an 8x8 pan, and the brownie layer, and then when that's done and baked, you put it in a 9-inch spring form, and then you kind of form the ice cream around it. And then there's some toppings and stuff too, which will be in a couple days actually, because you want it to be nice and frozen before you do the toppings. All right. There we go. Easy peasy. Y'all, I have an incredibly specific vent that not everybody's even gonna understand, but I just need to get this out. Okay, I had to take the kids to an appointment. I got that ice cream in the freezer that I was making, got brownies made, all that, all fine and good. This evening was already going to be crazy. And this Friday morning supervision class that I have, university supervision, you are allowed to miss one per quarter, but it's like one for any reason. So if it's a holiday and you're not having class, that's your one. If the professor misses class due to a medical emergency, which is what happened in this case, that's your miss for the quarter. And so it's super strict attendance wise. And so they offer makeup classes on Monday evening, afternoon, evening, that you have to sign up for if you miss a class. And they recommend that you sign up for one if you even miss one, just so that you like, if something unpredictable happens at the end of the quarter, you're not like in a oh shit type of situation. And so I have missed two this quarter. One, because of like the professor had a medical emergency. So that was not my fault, but it is a miss. And then the other one I had planned to miss from the beginning of the quarter. Here's the funny thing, to actually go to a different supervision group in my local community. So it wasn't university supervision, so it doesn't count, but it is a really wonderful network for me to have. And so once per quarter, I like to go to this group supervision just for my own benefit, go to a different group that will stay with me long after I graduate. So I've missed two. I signed up for a makeup class at the very beginning, and I did get to go to one makeup class, so I'm still okay. I've only missed one. However, I wanted to go to the second one just in case something funky happens in these last few weeks. I don't want anything delaying my graduation, and I want the indirect hours that it would offer me. If you watched my last vlog, I talked about that some, so I really wanted those 2 hours. I busted my ass to get my kids home from an appointment, drop my oldest off somewhere, and come to the hospital where I teach childbirth classes. I came 2.5 hours early so that I could log into the supervision class from here and then go on to teach. I got locked out of the class. I was here 10 minutes early. I was registered. But so many people have missed so many of these supervisions this quarter that they cap the attendance, and you don't know ahead of time. It's just first come, first serve, whoever gets here. So not only could I not go and get these hours, but I was also now at my hospital job 2 hours early, 2.5 hours early, really. I had to go home. I also had not eaten or hydrated, so I think I was very hangry and upset. And so I went home, I ate, feel a little bit better, but now I'm back at work because that's what I had to do. And then the icing on the cake is that because so many people have missed, my own Friday morning group agreed to meet for our own makeup that wouldn't be subject to that, like if you don't make it in on time, you're out. Like it was just for our group. They are having a makeup group tonight while I am teaching. So I couldn't come to that, and that's why I signed up for the other one. I signed up the moment I knew. So I was 10 minutes early. I signed up pretty early in the game, but they didn't let me in, and I am mad about it. So that's my vent. Thanks for listening. All right, I truly have no idea how this next part of this fried ice cream cake is gonna go. So I lined the bottom of the spring form pan with parchment paper, and then I clipped the spring form on. Now I need to put the brownie cake in the middle, and then somehow spread the ice cream around here. I'm a little nervous for that part. I recently bought these bowl covers from Etsy, mainly for sourdough, but now I find I'm using them for everything, and I'm kind of obsessed, to be honest. All right, so this part is definitely a little tricky. I don't know how I'm going to get this out in one piece. Yeah, I think with brownies, I've never really done it where I wasn't just cutting them, you know? I never needed to get it out in one fell swoop. And when I try to release it like this, it's not quite coming. Okay, maybe. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's gonna be covered in ice cream, so it doesn't need to look pretty. I just don't want to have to MacGyver the whole thing, you know? But maybe, this is not working very well. Okay, well, I got one piece out, and the good news about that is that gives me space here to wedge this bigger spatula. I did spray this, but it seems like maybe I should have done parchment paper maybe so I could lift it. I think that would definitely have helped. Okay. Got another really big chunk here. I might be able to get, oh dear. Okay, all right. Oh dear. Whew. That was stressful. Okay. And now I've got some definite chunks left to smush in there, but I mean, like I said, this is just like the center of the cake, so it doesn't need to be pretty. I just think I should have used parchment paper. So live and learn. Live and learn. All right, so now I've got the ice cream. And one of these ice creams is really nice and soft. The other one needs to thaw a little bit. I'm guessing that's probably the ice cream I made last night is more frozen since it's been in the freezer longer. I'm just like scooping this out and then pressing it in the spaces. Sorry, I know my camera work's not great here. Let me see if I can adjust you. Okay, that might actually work if I move that over. All right, so taking out a scoop and just kind of pressing it into the space along the rim here. I thought it would be cool to try with homemade ice cream because it generally is a little softer, especially after you first make it. And so it seemed like between mixing it in, easier to mix in those toffee bits to just make it rather than buying vanilla ice cream and letting it thaw and then like doing that all. That felt like a incredible amount of work. This is like the perfect consistency for spreading. And that's kind of exciting. Scooping this out, and then I'm just going to try to even this with an offset spatula. Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good. Did you find the brownies?
Yeah. The brownie.
Yeah. I accidentally poked it with my thumb when I was getting it out.
Oh, that's okay. It's hidden in the middle of a cake, so. I'm really close here. And also the top is going to be covered. All right. Now that is my ice cream cake. So I'm going to cover it up and stick it back in the freezer. Well, good morning. Happy Capstone Day to me. It's Friday. It's the big day. It is almost 10. I think it's about 10 to 10. And my presentation is at 12. We have to be, I'm the first presenter, and we have to be there like 15 minutes early. So yeah, just heading into the office early. I want to run the presentation one more time. I want to get some breakfast. And I'm heading to the office just so I have a quiet, comfortable space to do it instead of squirreling myself up in my guest bedroom, which is kind of a cluttered mess, and the family's home. And so I need kind of the privacy of the office. So most of the clinicians don't work on Fridays. So except for me, I usually do work on Friday, and so it should be no problem to be there. Yeah, and I'm really excited. I think I've mentioned this at least in past videos, if not this video, but my capstone presentation is on integrating internal family systems informed language with exposure and response prevention, which is typically the gold standard treatment for OCD. So I'm really excited to do this presentation. I'm really proud of my presentation. I'm feeling just antsy today. I'm not nervous about the presentation itself. I think it's going to go really well. But yeah, I just have antsy energy. And one of my kids this morning was like really tearful. I was going to leave the house earlier just again because of this antsy energy. And they were like, we never spend time together. Why are you always working? And that like broke my heart a bit. So I stayed and I played Uno No Mercy version, which by the way is awful. But the kids really love it. So I stayed and played a little Uno before leaving, and I'm going to go get one of my favorite breakfasts from a bagel shop here and head in and just kind of try to get comfy before this big presentation. Alright, I'm here at the office and I'm starting to get a little like nervous energy, like, oh my gosh, where is this? Where is that? I didn't think I had my microphone, but I did, and I thought I left my phone in the car, but I didn't, and it was in my bag that was on the ground, and just like, oh, where are things? Blah, blah, blah. So, that's where we're at. I have about 45 minutes before I have to go in, and then there's like a 15-minute like intro welcome thing, and then I present. And I wanted to run my timing one more time, but I'm also kind of nervous because I practiced this with a friend, how to do my tabs so that I can see my speaker notes but the people can't. And I remember part of it, but I'm worried that there's like a step that I am forgetting. So now I'm starting to feel a little nervous. So I'm going to try this first. So present full screen. Okay, and then I have to pull a separate tab. But how? Oh my gosh. Okay. I might need to hop on Zoom with my friend to figure this out. I hope she can meet.
Living in a crowded dream, searching for the quiet that you need to breathe. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind your shadow, while you tried to take the sun down. Hearts don't ever change to gold. Out there thinking that you're in the world alone. No one ever told you that you'll have to fight for something, or you'll never learn to balance. It's too cold standing in the middle of the downfall.
Alright, so I timed it. I was at 31 minutes and 8 seconds. It needs to be about 30 to 35 minutes, so that's great. I think I was probably talking a little fast. The whole thing is 45 minutes, but they encourage us to save 10 minutes for questions and answers and to transition to the next speaker. So I feel pretty good about that, and I did figure out it's tricky. You have to like hit buttons in a certain order to get to what I need to do, but I think I got it for sharing the screen. So, excuse me. So I think I'm good. I'm gonna sign off for now. I'll check back at the end of this Capstone conference. Well, that is a wrap on my Capstone experience. Whew, what a day. It was actually a really small group of presenters in each room. There were only 3 presenters in each room as far as like students, and then whoever they invited to come to the Capstone, and then the room host. And actually, I was the only one with a visitor. My husband came. A couple other people were going to come, so I'm hoping they didn't have any like technical difficulties. Yeah, what a day. It's over. We listened to the presentations and then had just a gathering closing ceremony where we all just kind of celebrated, and yeah, now here I am. Wow. So this is the end of week 7 of 10. As far as like work goes that I have left, I do still have my case presentation for my university supervision class. And then, yeah, just attending classes for the last few weeks. I think there's a small assignment due in my professional topics class, which the Capstone is like the big part of that class, but there's like a reflection paper or something due at the very end. And other than that, we're really winding down here. I'm just finishing out these hours, and we're almost there. It's crazy. So I've put the crumbled up Cinnamon Toast Crunch on here. And now I'm about to put the chocolate sauce. CJ, do you want to video me doing this part? Can you hold the video like that?
Can I help you?
Yeah, let Louie help.
No, I want to help put on the chocolate.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Ooh, that looks like a donut. A big donut.
A big donut?
That don't have a hole in the middle.
Oh. I think I'm going to do it drizzle style. And then I want to try to lift the parchment. Yeah. Wesley, grab this side of the parchment.
Yeah. Am I helping you?
Yes, you are. Very possible.
Mom.
You was
Yeah, that's good. And then you can throw that away.
Wait,
Right.
Whoa.
You can stop filming now, CJ. Okay. Yeah. All right. So.